So for the first time since arriving in Tenerife, I returned to the UK in a single match shootout against Celtic. See you in a moment. Just the 2 league games played since the last Europa League match against AmazingChi. We've won those 3-1 and 2-0. Atletico Madrid, the latter of those two. That is another historic of it. We've done the double on them. We've done the double against Atletico. That's only just dawned on me. But 2 goals from Bosco Sotalo in those 2 games, central defender. Corners have been profitable, as has a free kick. Benjamin Gary scored on the end of what is possibly the best free kick delivery I've ever seen in Football Manager. But it's the other 2 goal scorers in those 2 matches I want to highlight right now, because they have been, all season long, the 2 key men. You'll notice the same pair of pros in both of these players. That is, big games and consistent. Monchu's consistency is irritating, the fact that he's got a transfer arranged to Atalanta. Enjoy Atalanta, because you're getting a sensational player here. If I'd realised his contract was up, I would have done it. I said this last episode, but 7.46. He has 21 goal contributions in 21 starts in all competitions. 8 goals, 12 assists in total, 6 and 6 in the league, and 5 player of the matches over here. I was worried we weren't going to get anyone to replace Barrow's quality. Monchu has stepped into those shoes, and then some. The other key player for us this season has been Valentin Antov. I'm just doing their praises now, because the end of the season, likely going to be a bit of a rush. But Valentin Antov, look at those mental. He's 22. Those mentals on a 22-year-old. He's a model citizen. He's on the mentoring now. Model citizen, centre-back, DM, plays the volante role normally, playing DM most of the time now, thanks to Quiros' injury. But, good God, bought him for 5 million, he's worth 14, 7.14 for the season. You can see at Sofia, over a 7 rating there as well. And he himself has 11 goal contributions in 27 starts. Not bad from that volante role. But without any further ado, it's time for Celtic. There's the full array of fixtures. We've got Celtic, Atletico Madrid at Chelsea, Bilbao at Torino, Barcelona at Besiktas, Real Madrid at Leipzig. Only San Sebastian are at home, which I think is the way this is supposed to go. I think they're all the group winners on the left. So I'm not going to change really a great deal from the last 2 games. We've had a consistent 11 in those 2, and that consistent 11 has been these players. Lodi obviously stepped out for Atletico because he couldn't play against them. But otherwise, this has been the 11. Merritt in goal, Lodi, Antov, Sutalo, Porro, Cognac and Herrera, Monchu, Orsic and Gallardo, and then Koita up front. Christensen returns to the bench because I don't really have anyone else, and goalkeepers in knockout tournaments, something I like to cover. One thing I do appreciate right now is back 5, all 3.5 star. All with green last 5 games as well. 6.95 from Merritt. 12 clean sheets in the La Liga at the moment. 12. He's 3rd. Like I say, the only change is Lodi coming back in for Zikos, which hopefully a little bit consistent with the 11 will provide something here. And I love the fact that Pundits was on this team talk, because that never fails to get a reaction. Top tip, if Pundits is on the team talk, do that. The Celtic 11 looks largely familiar, really. A lot of Celtic shirts already in that lineup on the pictures. Admittedly, the pictures are a couple of years old. I think Barkas is there already, even though he wasn't wearing a Celtic top in that lineup. But it's 4-2-3-1 from them. They've definitely got a new striker, that's for certain. Edouard has moved on to pastures new as Julian goes close early on. That's a warning shot from Celtic. Don't know where Edouard went, actually. He normally gets snapped up early on for about 20-25 million. Koita has got through, and Koita has scored. It's been a little bit barren from the strikers of late, but that's not really the role they play as such. Pressing forward, they're normally the ones that link up the others. It's a great ball through. It's actually a very similar ball to that free kick as such that I mentioned earlier. Similar position that free kick was, and Koita's run in and struck and scored. Going to see it with lines because that's important. Yep, it was the right back, I presume that to be, playing him on. And Gallardo's done something for the first time in about 3 months. Gallardo's season's been really weird. Gallardo's done the opposite of most new players. In fact, they had a really incredible first 3 months and then has done nothing since January. It's normally the other way around. And half an hour ago, we are the only goal that Atletico score against Chelsea. They were the ones I was worried about most. It's a penalty, but they were the ones I was worried about most in terms of progressing on the Spanish side front. It feels a little bit weird to be rooting for a Spanish side against an English side, but when in Spain, Sotalo gathers this ball. Sotalo will find, lovely ball to Koita there, passes it on to Monchu. Gallardo. Monchu, of course, ahead of Koita there, as I just mentioned. That's the role they play as such. But it's Sotalo back. Gallardo now. He's tried the ball again. It's got through to Orsic. They failed to do something there, and Orsic had scored. Was the defender trying to kick it or head it? I didn't quite see there. But either way, he's cocked it up, folks. He's cocked it up, and we've benefited. It's 2-0 Tenerife. Gallardo's ball here. They're right back again. Yeah, he's tried to jump. He just jumped about 2 inches off the ground. It's not the best of jumps. And despite the fact they're 2-0 down, Christie's got a 7.0 rating. I don't know how he's achieved that. Despite the fact we've had 3 times as many shots on target, the XGs are basically the same, which does seem to indicate that we've not done particularly well on the old shooting front, except for the goals. But goals win games. Yeah, you can expect that level of analysis here. Goals do, in fact, win games. Right, I've told them I'm pleased, but I always back that up with a little bit of pointed finger faith. Seems to stave off usually that complacency that creeps in. It's a very boring set of games. Maybe not all of us are playing at the same time. That might be the reasoning for the fact that 4 games are still 0-0. I suspect it's the top 4 games and the bottom 4 games played separately. But PSV actually beating San Sebastian here, that's a bit surprising. Sociedad, of course. Sociedad, the group winners. We've nearly scored from another corner there. Someone's offside. Herrera, he was off the pitch. Of course he was offside. 8 minutes gone, I've made 0 changes. This is not good for me. Cognac is knackered. Sassy exists. Orsic is tired. Gallardo's tired. Monchu's tired. I have a replacement for Monchu. I don't have replacements for the other 2. Yeah, Gary's injured. Zukic is unregistered. And Icefield I didn't bring, like an idiot. I think Antov and Lodi were on yellow card warnings, so I'm actually going to bring Lodi off here as well. Zikos on, just to prevent that late yellow card that will rule Lodi out of the next match, which could be against Atletico, and that would be irrelevant anyway. But Barkas has lumped it forward. Zikos has just lumped it back at him. Think fast. McGregor shreds through here. Shreds through. He shredded the defence, and it's an error from Alex Merritt, which, in fairness, doesn't happen very often. It's a concerning time for him to do it, but yeah, could have wiped out Shred there, actually. The collision physics didn't really exist. Both their centre-backs are booked, but the rest of those minutes panned out without any further incident, thank God. Not sure I could have taken it if there'd been another highlight, and we end up edging past. I don't know what happened in the second half. I'll just say that. I'm not sure you actually get the Jekyll and Hyde line before. I always like that one. I don't know why I followed that up with for. I never follow up those team talks at the end of the game, and I did for that time. Right, assistant deal with that. Yeah, 4 games were played right now. Atletico won, Bilbao won. So one Spanish team has lost, it just wasn't the one I was expecting. The only one that's at home. The fairy tale continues. We played Başakşehir and Celtic. No disrespect to those teams, but they're teams that we can contest with. And most importantly, the second knock around was what we were expected by the board, so we reached it, that's fine. We've gone one step further. Real Madrid need injury time. Barcelona needed penalties. Not easy going from the Spanish sides here. In fact, I think we had the easiest run of things there. We scored 2 early goals and they had a late goal back, which made me worried, but Atletico needed a late goal to go into the lead. Bilbao and Barcelona won on penalties, and the Real Madrid needed an 86th-minute equaliser after an 84th minute going down before they scored in the 119th to win that tie. Not easy going from any of these lads. And Bayer Leverkusen perhaps actually surprised Lazio in that lot as well. I think I prefer Bayer to Lazio being in this competition. Depends if Lazio's still got left, actually. They tend to lose the main man, Milinkovic-Savic, so I don't know if they still have him. I don't think they do. We've already established this. He's at Inter. Anyway, we do have another match for you here, Sevilla, in a couple of days' time. Oh, speaking of Antov, he's done the entire first part of this season without knowing Spanish. If anyone tells you that you need native speakers to get good players, absolute nonsense. I'm sure there's one of these pros that helps. Possibly the dressing room one. But yeah, I'm sure there's one of those pros that actually help you realise which players don't need to know the language. Obviously knowing the language helps, but in terms of the table, we're a point behind Real Madrid, but they've still got 2 games in hand. Barcelona have sorted themselves out. They're up to 3rd. Bilbao, by the way. Bilbao last time around, I think I said, or a couple of times ago, I said had 2 games in hand and would go ahead of us, so they've won both of them. That was their February. They did not win a single league game in the month of February. So yeah, safe to say that Bilbao did not take the opportunity to go second. The pre-match press conference asked me about travelling because of the Europa League situation. One thing I don't know if it's fully simulated as such is the fact that, of course, the Tenerife is an island to begin with. Every away game is a travel. Technically, the away game at Sporting was a shorter distance than most of the games in Spain. And that was one of the matches we've lost this season. Looking at the attacking efficiency graph, we're no longer supremely clinical. Eibar, although. Still very aggressive, though. A quick note on that backup goalkeeper, Christian Christensen, by the way. Yeah, he's developing. Basically, he is developing. His aerial reach and strength are now at acceptable levels. Still really want to see more aerial reach from him, though. Although Christian Christensen is definitely the best name we've had from a new gen this year. I just appreciate that he's a good player as well. As I get told about the B team, they're still doing all right. They're currently 9 points clear of Badajoz in second, although they've got a game in hand. Top two teams get promoted to the second division. So they will be in the tier that we started in. The under-19s also similarly smashing their division, although that is more regional based, so slightly more expected. Although neither are using this player. I put him in the B team for a reason. Play him. He's better than all the strikers. The fact they've managed to be second in that division without playing him, I don't know. He's a model citizen as well. I might have to start playing him. So you remember how I said we had a situation going into this match? Yeah, that's the situation. Antov and Konyat not available. Kayado's tired from midweek. The one advantage here, of course, is that I do have Zukic available for the bench, which I don't know how much of an advantage that is. Although his average rating for the last 5 is 6.7, which is more than normal. Merit in goal, Lodi at left back, Zhikov, Sotaro, Porro backline unchanged, except for, of course, Antov's suspension. Sassi and Herrera, replacement for Konyat, straight swap, Monchu, Orsic and Eisfeld. I've got no one else. Koiter up front. Dotalo and Herrera 1 yellow card away from suspension as well. At the very least, I'm glad they staggered it. How old is Fernandinho? He's playing for Sevilla. He's 34 in real life at this point, right? So he'll be 36, I think. Surely Fernandinho's not putting in the same performances he did against PSG this week. Not 2 years further on, that's for sure. At least that's what I'm hoping. Anyway, it's been half an hour in game. We've had 0 highlights and 1 shot. 33 minutes on the clock. Orsic kicks it against the defender. Enesri kicks it against my player. It's a very, very high quality opening to this particular highlight. Nacho on the ball, though. Of course, we had at Sheffield United. It's a little bit of a channel reunion for Nacho. Suso charging forward. We had a Suso, but it wasn't this one. Samaseku Campos is through. And Campos is La Liga top scorer. He's taken over that top spot. It's 11 goals, but he's taken over top spot. Acuna puts the ball to Suso on the edge of the box. What is this kind of set-piece shenanigans going on here? Eisfeld. Am I playing against an NPC or not? Monchu whips the ball in. It's been kicked around a few times. I'm not really certain what's happened there. What a thrilling highlight. So we're going to the break. 0-0. I'll be honest, 0-0 I'll take. It may not be fun. It may not be thrilling for you guys. I do apologise. But considering the players I've got available to me and considering we played in Europe midweek, a point I'll take against Sevilla, thank you. But we have a highlight. It's Diego Carlos. He's found Samaseku. Pronouncing that wrong, that's for certain. Suso's turn. We're going to foul him, or is he going to miss? Merit saves well. Actually, that's a very good save. And we've got a few players who are absolutely and understandably knackered at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if I get warned about jading a few of them. Is that a verb? Can you... To jade someone? Yeah, Monchu's knackered. I'm being warned about Monchu's knackeredness, so... Suarez on. Of course, my system manager has actually suggested a like-for-like change. I think Herrera's going to have to come off as well. I mean, Sassi's on a 6.3. We've got a knock to Porro. It's all kicking off. I'm not fully certain I have another central defender on the bench. Campos is going to find Lodi, but Lodi just heads it to them again. Fernandinho gets the ball and keeps it away from my advancing player. Suso's in here. That's a lovely run. Deserved a goal. Good save. At least you're seeing Merit's quality here. I'm actually going to have to take Koiter off. He's on a 6.3 here. I'm genuinely actually considering bringing Sevilla into the first team, at very least as the backup striker. Highlight starts with their corner, but it's headed out, and I think Suso will get there first. He does indeed. Was a bit closer than probably they liked. Jordan turns. We'll find Acuna again, who's just come back from the corner. Hatterbor's turn, the actual right back. Jordan has been dispossessed. Sassi lumps it forward. Araujo will gather it, keeps it in, just about. Charges into the box. He's got it across to Eisfeld on the far side. It's snuck in, and it's a goal between two of now second-string players. Araujo, well out of form, has been replaced by Koiter since the World Cup, essentially. Since January since we came back. Koiter's taken the number 1 spot since then, and Eisfeld, well, about 5th in the pecking order for wingers at this stage. But it's those two that combine. Looking at the statistics, we are second best. We do not deserve this lead. I've got one more change to make, but I don't know where to make it, because Sassi's on a 6.3, Herrera and Orsic are knackered, and Porro is injured and knackered. Oh, so while I'm rambling on about substitutions I can make, Sevilla have done... I don't know what they've done, actually. Let's watch this again. So Porro tries to get the ball in, Eisfeld does get the ball in, Suarez has a shot, and I think it's Diego Carlos tries to clear it by kicking the ball directly at the prone goalkeeper in front of him. Good work from them. I think we will do... I don't have anyone for Porro, so I'm going to take Herrera off. I don't have a right back. I can move Sotalo over and play Lopez in central defence, but 2-0, I'm not risking it that much. Don't think Lopez is that tall. He can play central defence, but I don't think he's that tall or that capable as an actual central defender. Well, we've missed a header there, but Porro's got the ball anyway. Icefield is charging. Fernandinho is tackling, but it's only just ended up with Porro instead. They've missed a header. It's gone all the way across to Orsic, though. No immediate danger for Sevilla. It's gone back out to Porro. Porro's in a very similar position to Sotalo, and he's finished in a very similar way to Sotalo. Orsic with a great ball out to Porro here. Wasn't expecting much, and he's just lashed that in. What a goal from Pedro Porro. What a goal. Right back, of course. Not known for his goals. And somehow we scored 3 goals from a 0.88. Sevilla can feel somewhat hard done by here. I say we've scored 3 goals. One of them was them. Merritt finished like I just noticed the top performer was Merritt in goal, 8.2 from a goalkeeper. That's 10 matches won in a row in the league. Of course, 2 more in the Europa League makes that 12 in total. What an insane run. And I'm actually struggling to work out where I think it will actually end. I don't know when the draw is, by the way. I don't know when the draw for the quarterfinal is. I presume it to be after the next round of things. Yeah, it's not till Friday. I'll just play through to that draw because there's no games between now and then. So let's see who we get in the next round first, eh? Eric Lamela was a free transfer through till March. 9 natural fitness on a 31-year-old. He's agreed to $3,000 a week. I mean, even with the inevitable collapse of physicals, I'd have paid $3,000 a week for Lamela. Rangers still in the Champions League, by the way. They've just knocked out Lille. They just knocked out Lille. Rangers still in this. Kemar Roof, I think, is the top goal scorer. Yeah, 12 goals. Haji's the top assister. What an episode this is for Rangers fans. I've knocked out Celtic. They're through in the Champions League. Well done. And you're welcome. This has just reminded me. There's a genuine chance that Tom Davies will get European football with Almeria. Imagine going from Everton to Almeria, and that's how you get European football. Man United won 4-2 and got knocked out on away goals. Right then, so it's the quarterfinal and semi-final draw. This happens at the same time, of course. And there are 5 Spanish sides, just not the 5 I was expecting. Bilbao made it, Atletico made it, Sociedad, of course, did not. And I presume we can play each other at this stage. Real Madrid have been drawn against Bilbao. That's 2 of them gone. Leverkusen will play Spurs. Oh, God. Atletico, Barcelona, PSV. I know which one I want. We're drawn on the home side against Atletico, who, of course, we have just done the double over. I'm also really glad I played them off episode before this one. They could have been in this episode. So Barcelona get PSV. And then on the semi-final things, Barcelona or PSV, Tenerife or Atletico Madrid. Weird how that worked out. So then it's quite simple for the next episode. Both legs against Atletico Madrid. There's a game in between. We'll just gloss over that. Both legs against Atletico Madrid. Next time out, Europa League quarterfinals. Until then, ta-ra.